Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monifactory. Alright, so here we are at episode 34. Last episode we had gotten the nitrobenzene and the quad hatches, I believe. Today we're going to get into mana infused metal. But before that, I want to show off that I made, well, maybe I shouldn't do over here. Maybe I should go this way. I added another room down here. Don't know what I'll be using it for, but it should be all ready to go when we need it. And I don't know if I'm going to be using a room over here because obviously this is where we have the towers room. So we'll see. I need to figure out what to do there, if at all. Now, I know I mentioned last episode Laser IO, but I might want to take a pause on that for the time being and just get into some progress. That being said, we seem to be doing pretty good on benzene. So we'll have to see if I need more power generation or not. Okay, so we did get the powders set up before we ended off last episode. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab these. Now, I do believe the elemental reduction fluid version of this is going to be a lot quicker. So I don't know, I might just send these powder recipes into the LCR, or I might just keep it on the single blocks for now. We'll have to see, because I could very well just make a dedicated LCR for powders. But yeah, anyway. So there are those quests. Now we need the dusts here, so I'm just gonna go. Oh, wait. Oh, no problem. Let's see, obsidian should be fine. Okay, let's go back to what we're doing. There's that. Oh, we need the snow. Pyrotheum, saltpeter. Okay, we need to figure out saltpeter then. Okay, so let's see. Is there such a thing as saltpeter ore? There is in the nether, apparently. Although the alternative would be to make sandstone. But I think that would need a compressor. And then that process down would only be a 4-to-1. Let's see. Does the quest book mention anything about this? Just in saltpeter. Don't mention a way how to make it better. But didn't I make a solidifier? I'm pretty sure I set up something the other day. Let's double check on this. Oh wait, is this what I... Oh, okay, I do have the snowball or the snow block maker here. I just forgot about the snowball recipe. So let's get that. So if I look up snow, yeah, there we go. So, wait, are we not able... Wait. Wait, so we can... Hold on. No, we still need the snowballs. Can we not break down the snow blocks? If that's the case, I'm going to have to change that solidifier to a mold. And go about that way. Okay. So let me get that going. Oh, actually, hold on. Before we move on, saltpeter. I think it might just be better to go to the nether and get some saltpeter. Although I want to know if there's a way otherwise to make this stuff other than just ore processing, which it's beginning to look like this is just going to be... Ooh, wait, andesite? Okay, wait, andesite. We can generate andesite with the rock breaker. Okay, so that is a good way of getting andesite, or I mean saltpeter. So we'll make a rock breaker, and then we'll make a dedicated macerator, and the macerator will centrifuge, and we get saltpeter that way. Mind you, it's a very slow process because it's a 5-to-1. The asbestos, we get more magnesium that way, but, you know, 18-to-3. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to go get a rock breaker set up for andesite, and then I'm going to change out the snowball maker, the snow block maker to snowball maker, and then we'll continue on from there. Okay, back in a few, and we are back, everybody. Okay, so I went ahead and got the andesite rock crusher made up. Well, I can't see it right now, but it's basically under here. It's powered off of HV, and as far as the andesite, didn't have to really go far for it because you can make it with diorite and cobble. I don't know if that's a Minecraft recipe or not, but that's nice. So we have that going for us now. Only thing we really need to do is get the macerator going. So I should have some room over here. All right, we're gonna get... Do I have the cable on me? How do I grab cable? And with this saltpeter production, we should be able to continue on with the mana infused metal. I have more on that in a moment. Okay, so andesite. Okay, so import. All right, so I don't think... Okay, yeah, no, it's going to give us stone dust probably. Okay, so let me do this. I'm going to do eject. Then we're going to do a centrifuge right here. I'm going to need another arm and a filter. I'll just do that one. Okay, so come back over here. There we go. So that should only allow andesite to go in. Now, come up to here and we say import. And conversely, we're going to need another robot arm. I mean, filter. Okay. Yeah, so there's the asbestos. All right, so there's the andesite now being processed into asbestos and the saltpeter. With the asbestos, we can break it down to magnesium, which would be pretty nice. But we'll worry about that in a bit. All right, so that's going to start making us some saltpeter, which will be great. Let me... Theum. There we go. And erothium. There we go. Okay, so while that cooks, filter. I'm going to put all this away. Let me grab these. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. So there are the dusts. Oh. Up here. Yeah, it did it again. Andesite dust. Import. I don't want that there. Okay, so that should be good now. Alrighty. Don't really need to use that for the episode because we've already kind of covered it last episode. I got a better idea for today's episode anyway. All right, so now we can get the Primal Mana Dust. We need to assemble all of the dust together with a diamond dust in the middle or in the mixer here. And I did make a mixer for this purpose. Right there. So let's get that Primal Mana recipe. I think I have diamond dust automated. Good, I do. Mixer. There you go. Okay, let's get a few of those. This will take some time, especially with the blaze powder. Or maybe we have enough blaze powder. But in any case, I will probably swap over blaze powder to either that single block reactor or make another LCR. We'll see. Because having 4 of them, I don't know. 4 versus 1 really fast machine. We'll see how it pans out. Okay, so there's our first Primal Mana. Now, we're going to want to extract this, which thankfully you can just use an extractor of any voltage. Yeah, there we go. Fluids. Okay. So we don't have a cell for that, so I'm going to have to fix that. Primal Mana. Drag that in. Yeah. I need to figure out how to make myself faster. I'm sure there's boots for that. Okay, so mana. And there's our first mana bucket. Oh, you know, I should probably empty the back out. There we go. Okay, so now with the mana fluid, we can make our first mana infused metal. And just like before, we're going to need a blast furnace and a vacuum freezer. But we need to make the hot ingot first. We're going to need the mana infused metal dust with the fluid we just made, and that will give us the ingot. As far as the mana infused dust, we're going to need titanium dust and the mana dust to go together. So we're going to want to make sure that we have our titanium supply in good standing. Is that that's not what I want. Let's see, there it is. Okay. So that would go in the mixer, but now we need to make the titanium dust recipe. Okay. Dust. And just do a quick test. And there we go. Mana infused metal dust. Okay. So for the mana infused metal, I made a dedicated blast furnace for this, and I'll get to that in a minute. There we go. Mana infused EBF. There we go. So let's request, I don't know, 4 of these. We'll head over to the EBF room. And over here, you can see that I made a blast furnace with nichrome coil to be handling all of our mana infused. And it's doing much of the same setup with the other blast furnaces I've modified. Now, I'm not really too sure where this subnet will really come into play with EBFs. maybe with same circuit recipes, but and different fluids. But I don't know. I'm just kind of using it because it's nice, I suppose. But also because, but no, sorry, back up. I'm doing it because this way I can just on demand send fluid into these hatches and not have to worry about auto stocking. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to our terminal. Mana. So of course, now that I have the mana infused metal, well, actually, when I was on break, I found that we can actually make the snowballs with a thermal series machine called a multi-servo press. And it looks like the press itself is pretty cheap, the little thing right here, the unpacking. However, the multi-servo press requires a machine frame, which needs a man-infused metal gear. But now we can make that, so maybe it's better that I make the snow block recipe so that it moves more quickly or it generates more, right? 1 versus 4. Although I don't know the timing on the production, so it's 6.4 for that. And yeah, it's about even actually. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next steps. Let's get that closed off. Okay, so technically we could get down to these quests here. The sequential fabricator. It's an alternative to the Enderio crafter, and the extended crafting auto crafting table is the most intuitive of the three and can handle bucket crafting using fluids. I wonder, because they say auto, they mention the extended crafting auto crafting table. Let's maybe, let me see, what do we think what I want to do here? So we still need to get into all of this stuff. It would be nice to get into a multiverse projector soon, but we also have to worry about these fluids because we are going to be needing rocket fuel in order to do the microverse projector. So let's see. I'm pretty sure we have methanol. No, okay, never mind. We don't have that yet. But if we were to distill wood vinegar, which we have, we would get a lot of fluids here. Ammonia, we have that. Hypochlorous, what's that going to be about? Chlorine, water, and mercury. Or chlorine and water. Water and chlorine. I guess you just get more hypochlorous this way at the expense of, well. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Let's see. It might be beneficial to get into the microverse projector. We can get things here like dense iron, tin, redstone, nickel, ilmenite, uraninite, galena, molybdenum, moon turf, dilithium, and salt. Though salt, debatable right now. We kind of have salt water taken care of. Apatite. So these are also going to be good to get as well. Let me take a pause here and I'll think about what we're going to do next. All right, back in a few. Hey, everybody. We are back. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be transitioning into making phosphoric acid because we're going to need to get into luminescence anyway. And we will be wanting these tables soon. But the phosphoric acid will be used for a lot of other things as well. So, now that needs to be checked off. But phosphoric acid we're going. It could be made a couple of ways, but what we're going to be doing is taking apatite with water and sulfuric acid, and that will give us hydrochloric and phosphoric acid with some gypsum. And this will be done in the large chemical reactor. Now, I have a butt ton of apatite. Actually, I had gone mining off camera the other day, and you can see we have 10,000 dust. Excuse me. So let's go and get this set up. Oh, I'm going to need to clear the way here. So let me pause one more time, and I will get this reactor set up, and we'll come back and go from there. Okay, back in a few. Okay, we are back. Oh, I forgot about to clean this up. Oh well, I'll take care of that off camera later. Okay, so if you've got our setup here, we got input hatches, input bus, output bus. So what we're going to do is have 10 parts water, 5 parts sulfuric acid on the input hatch. So we need a regulator up there. Gonna import so water and sulfuric. Keep it exact. There we go. So keep exact, that should work. Okay, so come over here. Let's do 4, 4. That should be okay. All right, so over here now, we're going to want the apatite to just spill into here. So there's that. And I think that's really about it. So let's break down. Oh yeah, I can do a 5x5 now because I upgraded the drill with another radial enhancement. So that's been pretty nice for mining and whatnot. Okay. So over here, oop. And then doop, doop. Cut, oop. And there we go. And we need to angle that upwards. And this should work. Yep, looks like it's on. Okay, so we're going to want to turn this to be controlled by redstone. Oop. Redstone. And we're going to want to say phosphoric acid. Let's say 512 buckets. Okay, so right now, what is the situation? The bottleneck is just how much it can fill into here at one time. Maybe just like 10 and 20, although that's not going to do what I think. It's going to try and fill it up. Oh, wait, each bucket has 32,000 or 32 buckets worth of storage. That could work. But yeah, anyway, that honestly works pretty damn quick. Okay, so we should now be having phosphoric acid in our system, assuming that I got the cell working. Yes, I did. Okay, no quest announcement. Probably because I have something else I need to tend to with fluids. So let me do this. I'm going to do sulfuric. There we go. Oh, I don't have any phosphorus in our system right now. I think I have to electrolyze. Yeah, okay. So let me electrolyze some of this. And then we'll come back over here. Grab that. There we go. So that is collected. So now for the luminescence, we're going to need a mixer and we're going to need the phosphoric acid. And we're going to need a lot of it. So it's good that we're going to be stocking up on so much of it. So as far as the sulfuric acid, didn't I have... Let's go check on that reactor to make sure everything's hunky-dory, but it's probably just gonna even out once we reach our phosphoric acid. Okay, whoops, I guess I forgot about diluting the sulfuric acid. Cupronickel, you say? Okay, it might have to wait. Or wait, you know what? Distiller. Yeah, this will do. Diluted sulfuric acid. Hello? Oh, there we go. So now it's putting back into our system. Okay, so that will probably take some time to even out. Meanwhile, we're making phosphoric acid. Oh, right, the luminescence. Okay, so luminescence. There we go. And there we are. Luminescence. We're going to be making a lot more of this in the future, I'll tell you that much. Okay. So there's an advanced component right here. Now, as far as the microverse... so there's a quest for that. There's a deuterium. If I'm not mistaken, we can make deuterium right now without needing the moon. We would have to handle ender air. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, we can centrifuge ender air in the single block and get some deuterium that way. So we might have to get that processed. So sending our first microverse miner. Oh god, I got the hiccups going. We are going to need rocket fuel, like I mentioned earlier. We're also going to need quantum flux, which, for what I'm seeing, primal mana and flux infused gems are going to be our way about going to do that. Although once we get moon dust, which we could eventually send the miners out for, that will be another way to make cheaper versions of it. But I guess we'll have to see on all that. Okay, so we might want to transition into these chemicals here before coming back down to here and worrying about all of this. Now, there's still this circuit to do, so why don't we just end off with this? So the mainframe is going to be made in the HV circuit assembly that should be in our clean room. And I think everything here we have. So let's put that there. Okay, we don't have a annealed copper wire, and we kind of need to wait for our sulfuric acid to come back. Yeah, so let me do this. Let me pause here. I will wait for our sulfuric acid reserves to come back. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can... Main. Yeah, I might need to wait for the sulfuric acid to even out. So let me do this. I'm going to take a pause right here, and I will be right back, and we'll get this finished off. Back in a few. Okay, we're back, everybody. So I was doing a lot of thinking, but I did go and get the main processor, or the main microprocessor mainframe done here. And coincidentally, this is our first foray into IV level circuits. So that also means that we can make the universal circuit for IV. So let's go ahead and get that cooked up. Oh, I dropped it. Atomic. And then making sure on something. Okay, doesn't matter what thing it is. Okay, so IV uni. Probably won't be using these for a while, but you know, it's nice to have. Okay, so we're gonna have to start getting into epoxy production, which I believe is needed for the substrates, which is also needed for the better HV circuits here. Yeah, epoxy printed circuit boards, epoxy circuit board, epoxy sheets. So we've got to get into this. We did get this. Oh, you know what? Does that give me anything? No. Okay. So that does lead down into here, the EV circuit assembler. Yeah, so there's the circuits. We could technically make this, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like we can, but yeah, we still have a lot of other things that we also need to think about. So thinking next episode, I will go back into the petrochem, work our way down into diesels. We are going to need to get a greenhouse for seeds because we're going to need to make glycerol, and glycerol is either made with fish or seed, which also gives us biodiesel, which leads us down to the epichlorohydrin. We're also going to need, I think we can skip polychloride, but it might not hurt to have it. And then there's the epoxy. So there's a lot to get into, and I don't want to keep dragging this episode out. So this will be the end for now. If you did like what you saw, please leave a like or comment down below, and I will see you all in the next one. That's all for now.